Thank you to everybody, and thanks to all of you. You are coming from 33 different nations, countries, and this is already an achievement for our Congress. It means that we could hope to have at least ambassadors of the right to science in at least 33 countries. And before introducing the panel, I wanted to underscore something. Why did we came to Africa? Why have we decided to organize this Congress in cooperation with the African Union? Why is it so important? Well, some of the reasons were already said today very well. I just want to offer you a psychological reason. I told about it yesterday, speaking before some Ethiopian student in the Italian school here in Addis Ababa. And I was telling them something that I found today in the newspaper as a confirmation. So I'm very glad because it's an international survey, and this is the title in an Ethiopian newspaper: Afro-optimism on the rise among continent's youth, finds survey. This is exactly what we are lacking in Europe and in Italy in particular. We lack of optimism. But this is not just a psychological issue. It's a political problem. People are worried about the future in Europe. Even if the situation as wealth could be considered much better than in Africa. But again, there is a well-spread pessimism about the future. And this pessimism is beating science. People are not trusting science anymore. People are not trusting democracy anymore. People are not trusting the scientific method because there is a fear that technology will be used against the general interest, will be used in a way that people will lose their work, for example, or the environment could worsen the condition, the ecological condition. So this is why I think that it is very important to see the issue from a global perspective. What this survey is saying: 79% of the African youth believe that Wi-Fi access should be a fundamental human right. Well, this has a lot to do with the right to science. Is the right to enjoy the benefit of a scientific application, the internet. 67% say that fake news is impacting their ability to stay informed. There again, a technology that should be used in a way that could be benefit everybody. Or 75% feel they positively change their communities through their work. So this is a resource we much needed in Europe, is optimism, not just as psychological resources, but as a way of investing, trusting and investing in science and the scientific method. The other thing, in order to be more precise, I will tell you in Italian, so you can put your headphone. Vorrei anticipare qualcosa sui...
I would like to say something with specific reference to the results that we can expect from this conference. You have certainly received through email, and those who have not received it, please tell me, because we can sell this, a draft final document. So we are not here just for a conference, just to organize yet another conference, but we want to put forward proposals and turn them into action, an action that can unite scientists, politicians, government representatives, representatives of non-governmental organizations. And to do what? You have seen Michel Mansisidor. He said that probably in few days there will be the adoption of the general commentary of the UN, stating that in the UN it will be mandatory to talk about science as we talk about traditional human rights. And this is a significant step forward so that we can ask even more. We want the UN to appoint a special rapporteur, as is the case in other sectors, in human rights and culture. We want a special rapporteur having the task of talking about science and the benefits of science. And this is something that we can do together. The Convention on Cultural, Economic and Political Rights is one of the most widespread and ratified in the world. It was ratified by 170 countries, but the additional protocol that enables also individual people to have access to this at the UN was ratified only by 64 countries, only 4 African countries. So altogether we can start a campaign not for intellectual purposes. Nobody is against science, at least in principle. This is not the problem. This is not a problem of satisfaction, of abstract debate, but it is a clear issue. We must use international law to strengthen the reasons of scientists, the reasons of each and every one of us in the world to defend the right to benefit from scientific progress and its application as a fundamental human right. This is a fundamental point with which I introduce the current panel, giving the floor to Professor Michele De Luca, because when we talk about genetics, human genetics, we talk about the way in which science can intervene on human nature. We can accept that this is made available not only to those who have the right resources, the financial resources to do so. We believe that the right to benefit from this scientific research must be granted to everybody, because this is essential to improve the health situation, for example. And this is the reason why the scientific approach is of fundamental importance from this viewpoint. With Marco Perduca, over the last few years, we have organized many events in the UN in Geneva, inviting all diplomats, ambassadors, representatives of the UN member states to discuss with scientists, so as to delve into the importance of connecting traditional human rights to this new generation of knowledge-based human rights known as Right to Science.